East Coast Spotlight, shedding light on the musical artists of the East Coast of Canada. A live production aimed at discovering the artists behind the music, their lives, their careers, their likes, their dislikes, and of course, some quirky anecdotes from their journey through a musical life. Live from the studios of Tellil Community Television on beautiful Almadam off the east coast of Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, East Coast Spotlight with your host, Jerry Sampson.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jerry Sampson, and I'm the host of East Coast Spotlight. First of all, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our viewing audience and a very special welcome to you, our studio audience. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. We have another great show planned for you this evening. We have with us terrific talent from the area. We have a man that's no stranger to music around this area. We have Mr. Dawson LeBlanc, who will be doing some songs for us. We also have a young gentleman that's up and coming. He's got pretty good talent on both sides of the family, his grandfather's side, not his father's now, but his grandfather's side, and of course on his mother's side, the Boudreaux from Cape Oget. And accompanying Dawson and Leon is going to be Mr. Rex Barnes, who's on the accordion. And tonight we have a very special featured artist with us. We have a gentleman that's, number one, he's a singer, he's an entertainer, he's a songwriter, he's a recording artist, he's also a radio personality, and he's a journalist. So what else is there? Tonight, opening our show, Mr. Adam Cooke.
Thank you, Jerry. Merci. Welcome to the show, everybody. When the foreman blows his whistle and the daylight bids goodbye, when the evening overtakes the afternoon, twilight breezes cool and gentle, red and orange streak the sky as the sun makes a way for the moon. So make your way to the little hall at the tail end of the bay. We're singing songs to celebrate the closing of the day. Oh, don't worry about the distance, 'cause you know you'll get there soon as the sun makes way for the moon. Past the creaking of the back door, there's an old familiar sound, fiddles rosined for a marathon of tunes. And in a moment you'll be treated to the sweetest jigs in town as the sun makes way for the moon. We've got guitars and pianos, flutes and banjos and a bass. You wonder how we ever got them all inside this place. But we've also got some singers that can liven up a room as the sun makes way for the moon. In English, French, and Gaelic, we can make the music flow, bringing smiles that won't be disappearing soon. And with a lineup full of favorites, you'll hear something that you know as the sun makes way for the moon. Eventually the ceilidh stops, the night comes to an end, and though we might arrive as strangers, we'll depart the best of friends. And I know it won't be long before we're back here in this room as the sun makes way for the moon. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Well, I think we're at the time of year when this song means more than any other. This is a little tune about how you can never really count on the weather here in Canada's Ocean Playground. This is one that's been good to me over the years, and I hope you enjoy it. It's called the Nova Scotia Weather Song. If you're sick of your daily existence, if your everyday life is a bore, if you're stuck in a rut, well then get off your butt and come out to the wild eastern shore. But be sure you're prepared for your journey. Bring sunscreen and a new bathing suit, a sweater, 3 jackets, and if you can pack it, a shovel and a good set of boots. Welcome to Nova Scotia, where the weather is frightfully strange. If you don't like what's in it, well, wait just a minute. It's already starting to change. We're Canada's ocean playground. Yes, we are, with all kinds of wonderful stuff. If you burn on the beach, well, a cure's within reach, 'cause the frostbite sets in soon enough. Then it's off for a game of pond hockey. Just watch out for that thaw on the bog. Even covered with ice, all our scenery's so nice. If you find it through all of this fog, welcome to Nova Scotia, where we've got it all, I must say. For whatever the reason, we've got all 4 seasons running 24 hours a day. And this spring, all 4 seasons in 1 hour. So if you're heading east on your journey, take heed of these words that I sing. We're proud of our spirit. Hey, there's no need to fear it, but be ready for anything. Oh, they say that we live in God's country. It's a motto to which we hold fast. But it's not just a rumor that God's sense of humor is alive in our weather forecast. Welcome to Nova Scotia, where the fiddlers and the fishermen roam. Are they boiling or freezing? Are they sweating or sneezing? Doesn't matter, they still call it home. Oh, welcome to Nova Scotia, where the fiddlers and the fishermen roam. Are they boiling or freezing? Are they sweating or sneezing? Doesn't matter, they still call it home. Nova Scotia, we still call it home. Hey!
Woo!
Merci. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Great job, Adam. And now we're going to introduce our first special guest, gentleman I've known for quite a few years, Leon LeBlanc.
Not that special. I'm just an
Leon,
average.
thank you so much for coming and spending time with us here this evening.
It's a tremendous honor. First, I've been asked to come here. You people are doing a wonderful job. It's nice to see that the local talent is getting that well-deserved exposure. And, might I add, it's not only local. People in BC can see this.
Absolutely.
4 hours in the difference, but
Yeah.
they can see it.
Leon, tell us a little bit about yourself now, your work and your
Well,
family.
been married 43 years to a wonderful woman. My dear wife, Sally. Now, in the Acadian style, if you say Sally, people don't comprehend. You have to say Sally, a Vander, a Peter, a Zidore. Then they understand, oh, yeah, same Leon, a Napoleon, a Jimmy Bob.
Yeah.
So, and I have 3 wonderful boys. And ironically speaking, all the 3 of them are involved in the fire service. I had 30-some-odd years in the volunteer service here. My oldest fellow, Scott, is a firefighter in the military, presently on working exercise in Wainwright, Alberta. Rodney's a deputy fire chief here in Ayrshire. And my youngest of 3 is a firefighter with the city of Calgary, Alberta.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love, and I admire music.
That's great. Now, Leon, you've been in music quite a few years.
Well, I was
Now,
gonna
we're not going to tell anybody how old you are
well,
now.
I was going to say 39, but this here will contradict that statement. It's about 50 years I've been playing music. I
years.
started at a very early age. Actually, I was in grade 10 when I got my first guitar. It's a long story how I got my first guitar, but that's when I was in grade 10. And I love Irish music, Cape Breton music, country music, old rock and roll, all my favorites.
That's great. I know that you have a tremendous love for traditional music, and it shows in the way that you perform and the way that you present yourself with music. So anyway, Leon, we'd like you to introduce your first song and tell the people why that song is special to you.
Well, I just indicated I love and admire Irish music. It's my wife refers to some song as being sappy. Irish music, you do have sappy songs in Irish music, but this one here is not. It's called The Irish Rovers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Leon LeBlanc.
In the year of our Lord, 1806, we set sail from the cold Bay of Cork. We were sailing away with a cargo of bricks for the Grand City Hall in New York. She had elegant craft, it was rich foreign raft. How the trade winds drove her. She had 23 masts, and she stood several blasts, and they called her the Irish Rover. So fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Well, there was Barney McGee on the banks of the Lee. There was Hogan from County Tyrone. There were Johnny McGrew, who was scarce if of work, and a chap from West Eddy named Malloy. There was Snogger O'Toole, he was drunk as a rule, fighting Bill Tracy from Dover. There was Dick McCann from the banks of the Bann, and the skipper called the Irish Rover. So fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Sailed 7 years when the measles broke out, and our ship lost her way in the fog. Great fog, and the wail of the crew was reduced down to 2, myself and the skipper, those dogs. And the ship struck a rock. Oh Lord, what a shock! And nearly tumbled over, turned 9 times around, and the poor old dog was drowned, the last of the Irish Rover. So fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Thank you.
Great job, buddy. Now, we've been pretty fortunate on this show. This is our 4th show, of course, so we've been pretty fortunate. We had a father, daughter. We had a father and son. Now we have grandfather and grandson. We have a young gentleman over there by the name of Dawson LeBlanc, who's Leon's grandson. He's an up-and-coming young gentleman. He's very, very talented. And he's going to do some songs for us tonight. Dawson, tell us a little bit about yourself. Your mom and dad?
My parents are Natalie and Rodney LeBlanc. And I'm 14 years old, and I go to Club ep4 in Ayrshire.
And who taught you how to play the guitar?
Well, I started off looking up on YouTube, and a little bit of my grandfather helped me
Your
too.
grandfather. You get that talent from your grandfather, but not from your father, right?
No.
Absolutely. Did I say that out loud, Rodney? I didn't mean to. Anyway, Dawson, we'd like you to do your first song now.
My first song is Oceanside Again by Sons of Maxwell. I love the ocean, I'm from Nova Scotia, and summer's in the air, and I'm headed to my cabin where crazy things happen, and when my friends meet me there, rush ain't pretty, the heat in the city, it can get me down sometime. So I'm seeking relief with my friend Alex Keith and a great big bottle of wine to be renting and raving, we're misbehaving, but that's alright now and then. Getting tight, having fun, we ain't hurting anyone. Oceanside again. The night is falling and darkness is calling, but the fun has just begun. 'Cause we'll sit around the fire until the wee hour and greet the morning sun. We'll dance a little 'cause Tom's got his fiddle. He'll be ripping out a reel. Though I try as I may, no words can convey how good it feels to be ranting and raving. We're misbehaving, but that's alright now and then. Getting tight, having fun, ain't hurting anyone. Oceanside again. I've had a great time, the weekend's been so fine. I'm so sad it had to end, but I hope and I pray we'll soon make our way to this old cabin again. To be ranting and raving, we're misbehaving, but that's alright now and then. Getting tight, having fun, we ain't hurting anyone. Oceanside again. Getting tight, having fun, ain't hurting anyone. Oceanside again.
Didn't I tell you that he was talented? Sir Dawson LeBlanc. Adam,
Jerry,
how are you?
I'm doing super duper, my friend.
Super
Good to be
duper,
here.
that's great. Welcome and thank you so very much for being our featured artist here tonight.
Well, I wanted to thank you and all the crew here at Till for having me on. I think East Coast Spotlight is a wonderful thing, and I'm glad to be here so early on in the series. I think you guys are going to be on for a good long time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Adam, your music. I know that everything is original. What you're going to do here tonight, and of course, a lot of it is all of it is written by you. Can you tell us a little bit about your ability to write music?
Well, I've been very, very lucky. I mean, God has planted words and notes in my head and my heart over the years, and I've been very, very fortunate to be able to string that together with His help. My style is maritime Celtic. I mean, it's East Coast. There's no way I could get around that, but I also like to slip a little bit of humorous stuff in it, like you heard with the Nova Scotia Weather song. That's just a sample of that. I once told an East Coast Music Award songwriting panel, they asked, how do you describe yourself? How do you describe your music? I said, well, put it this way, if Bruce Guthrie and Weird Al Yankovic had a real ugly kid, he'd be me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Adam. Sure.
Well, I grew up in a beautiful community named Grand Grave, just between Lordways and St. Peter's. And, you know, I've always had music in my life. My parents, Rose and Joe Cooke, have been very kind, and they've nurtured that over the years. They got me a little Mickey Mouse piano when I was 5 years old, so I banged away on that. They even got me a drum set when I was 8 years old. I still don't know what they were thinking about that, but they got me the drum kit. I think I had destroyed it by the time I was 9. But I've always been blessed by their love and support, and also by the support of a lot of wonderful teachers, not just music teachers, but folks who really tried to encourage music in Lordways as we were going through school. I think in particular of Nancy Sampson, who was the director of the youth choir that was taking part at activities at Holy Guardian Angels Catholic Church. She was really instrumental in helping me and helping so many others develop their love of music. Teresa Clements as well was a big help there, another teacher at the school. And Jane Martel, who was our French teacher as we were going through elementary school and junior high, she really not only instilled a lifelong love of Acadian music, traditional Acadian songs, but also encouraged me to play the piano, keyboard, and organ at the Catholic Church, not just with choirs, but also as a soloist. So 32 years later, I'm still doing that at my current parish at St. Joseph's in Port Hawkesbury. So I'm grateful to all these people for helping me out through the years.
That's awesome. And you're living in Hawkesbury right now? You're married there?
Yes, I am. Married to my beautiful wife, Kathy, and we're going to be celebrating 8 years this August. We got a house in Port Hawkesbury. It's 2 years ago this month that we settled in there, put down some roots, and we're very, very happy to be right here in the Strait area.
That's great. Now, you have 2 CDs out. One of them is Side Road, and the other one is called East. Can you tell us a little bit about your 2 CDs? And by the way, you were supposed to bring some, but I don't see any.
You are right. My brain left and went for a little flight somewhere. I think it went down south. Oh, my goodness. But 2 very different CDs, not so much in the content, because the songs were mostly my own original material, and as I say, the maritime Celtic style, with a little humor thrown in. But 2 very different recording processes. The first one was very much a basement recording, live off the floor, all the instruments recorded at the same time, and it was done at the home of 2 good friends of mine, Patrick Lamy and Heather Richards in Port Hawkesbury. They worked with a local sound engineer. He's a 2-time East Coast Music Award nominee, John Ellingbo. And what happened was John took his sound gear down to Patrick and Heather's basement in Port Hawkesbury and did low-budget recordings for people who might struggle to pay for an album, because albums cost money, as you know. So they were kind enough to help us do that recording, and so I got a number of different people to help me out with that. Richmond County musicians like Dolores Boudreau, Grace Boudreau at the time, now Grace Thibault, Jameis Dory, the late Blair McNamara. We still miss him. He was my fiddle player, and his son Brad did the drums. We recorded that over 3 nights. We somehow managed to do 11 songs in 3 nights, and it turned out wonderful. It got a great reception. The follow-up album came out 3 years later, and we did a very different recording process. I was up at a studio in South Bar, just outside of Sydney. Kevin Colford owns the place. It's called Top of the Hill Productions, and he worked with me and with my producer, Joe Way, who his father, some of you might know, Papa Joe Way. Legendary
guitar player.
Yes, exactly. Legendary guitar player. Legendary. And believe me, Joe Jr. has the guitar genes passed on, yes. For sure, right on. Did a great job with electric and acoustic guitar. And we had a wonderful time. All kinds of different musicians took part in that recording. And over 10 years later, it's still one that I'm proud to call my own.
That's great. Now, you did a little bit of touring over in Europe, over at Saint-Aubert-du-Mer.
Yes.
there with Dolores Woodrow, from what I
That's
can
right.
understand. You tell us a little bit about that?
Well,
Your trip over there?
that was a wonderful surprise. 4 years ago, I got a call from Dolores, and she said, "Want to go to France?" And it was just marvelous. See, what happened was this seaside community right on the English Channel decided about 10 years ago to have a week-long Acadian festival. Because during World War II, on D-Day, there was a regiment from northern New Brunswick. They were called the North Shore Regiment, and they fought to defend Saint-Aubert-sur-Mer from the Axis forces that were coming in to try to take them down. And because of this sacrifice that those soldiers made, this community 10 years ago said, you know what, we're going to have a festival to celebrate Acadian culture and celebrate the sacrifice that those men made. So they flew Dolores and I over there, and we had a wonderful time. We played several shows during that week. It was a huge Acadian festival. They had groups and performers in from all over the Maritimes. We couldn't believe it, and they treated us like gold.
That's
Just
awesome.
because we were Canadians, but also Acadians. They were so kind to us, and we will never forget the wonderful time that we had at Saint-Aubert-sur-Mer for La Semaine Acadienne during the summer of 2012.
Wow, that's awesome. Now, you've been in some pretty big company over your life, your musical life. You've been, you emceed songwriter circles in Port Hawkesbury with the likings of Dave Gunning, John Dracy, and Leon Dubinsky. And what's that like?
Well, it's just mind-blowing for me that a lot of these folks that I've loved and admired for so many years in a row have come to join me for some of these concerts and some of these songwriter circles. I mean, the first summer we did that show, we did a songwriter circle called Songs on the Waterfront, and it was at the old Creamery building in Port Hawkesbury, if you remember that, the shows that were held over there. Well, one night during that first year, we had basically a summertime review reunion. We had members of the Cape Breton Summertime Review,
Yes.
Doris Mason, who has been one of my piano heroes for many years, Fred Lavery, Max McDonald, and we brought Michelle Boudreau-Sampson in, an Isle Madame native here, for some fun with that as well, too. And here are all of these people singing these wonderful songs like Dunvegan Dream that I had grown up loving and listening to as I was attending Cape Breton Summertime Review shows. And there were a couple of times where they'd finish the song where I'd lean into the mic and say, okay, I can die now. That was just amazing. That was
great.
wonderful.
That's
but,
great.
you know, they've been so supportive of my own work as well. You know, Leon Dubinsky, one of the premier songwriters of
Very
Cape
much
Breton
so.
Island, you know, the man behind Rise Again and funny songs like Working at the Wilco, which we all still remember. And I had him a couple of years in a row come and perform with me at this. We did an all-comedy night one night, and Leon sang some of his political parodies about people like John Buchanan and Manning MacDonald. And, you know, when you're sitting in a songwriter circle and you sing a song, and there's Leon Dubinsky actually laughing at something you wrote, I mean, there's just nothing that can beat that. Fortunately, I wasn't singing a serious song at that point. So
That's good. Before we go to your next set, in 2001, you decided that you were going to leave the world behind and pursue a career in music. What was that like?
You know, it was a wonderful 6-year experience. There were times where the money was tight. A friend of mine has once said, the only thing I didn't like about being a starving artist was the starving part. And there were some times where I was starving. But I got a lot of support from family. My mom and dad let me stay with them during that 6-year period, and I'll be forever grateful to them for that. And the music community really took me in and made me feel at home. And I got to see so many, not only different venues. It's one thing to say I got to play different stages, but I got to discover Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and parts of New Brunswick in ways that I never would have otherwise. And I feel much more secure in who I am as a Maritimer, someone from the East Coast, being able to play and see amazing places like Yarmouth and Tatamagouche, O'Leary, PEI, Fredericton, New Brunswick. I've been very, very fortunate to get to these places and to plug into their music scenes as well, too, their music communities. So I'll always have my toe in that little pool, no matter what I do or no matter where the Lord takes me. And I'm very grateful that he gave me this gift that's allowed me to do so much fun traveling and sharing my songs with others.
Thank God you're here tonight, so.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, now, Adam, we're going to ask you to do 2 more songs for us.
All right.
If you want to introduce them? That'd be
Sure.
great.
Right on. Well, I mentioned that I'm from Lordways, and this is a Lordways song. This is one I wrote about the peace that I feel going on the Chapel Cove Wharf in Lordways. And no matter where you live on the East Coast, or even if you've only ever been here for a little bit, you have your special place where you feel that peace, and I hope you feel that peace as you hear this song. This is called Settle My Soul. Sunset on Sunday, dockside again. Never mind Monday, remembering when I used to come here ages ago. Had all my fun here. How would I know that I'd get to the point where I'm all out of joint and I don't know just what I should be? But that's when I knew I'd come back to the blue and give it all up to the sea to settle my soul, soften my heart, give me something to go on when we are apart. Lighten my load, brighten my day, chart me a new course and take me away and settle my soul. Neptune the sculptor, thrashing the waves, carving the coastline. Here as I gaze out on the water, blue as the sky, salt air and sunshine catching my eye as I'm drawn like a fool to the ocean so cruel, the destruction of many a man. But when beauty's so rare and my world doesn't care, my one piece of paradise can settle my soul, soften my heart, give me something to go on when we are apart. Lighten my load, brighten my day, chart me a new course and take me away and settle my soul. Out here on the pier, I've got nothing to fear as the water absorbs all my cares. I can walk on the ocean if I have the notion, or fly with the birds through the air. Settle my soul, soften my heart, give me something to go on when we are apart. Lighten my load, brighten my day, chart me a new course and take me away. Settle my soul, soften my heart, give me something to go on when we are apart. Lighten my load, brighten my day, chart me a new course and take me away. Sunset on Sunday, dockside again. Never mind Monday, just remembering when. Thank you very much. Thank you. Chapel Cove Wharf that I mentioned earlier is a favorite spot of myself and my wife Kathy. So I'm happy to sing this song that has a little bit to do about life on the wharf as well, that Kathy actually came up with the idea for. Well, we got a little help in putting this song together from our good friends Simon and Garfunkel. So they started out with a song about the boxer, but here on the East Coast, we tend to know a little more about the lobster. So we're going to sing about him. Here we go. I am just a shellfish scuttling on the ocean floor. I won't offer much resistance to the traps that you send plunging from the surface world. I must confess that it touches me when you scour the sea and you only take the best. Well, I'll leave my home and my family and my whole crustacean clan just to have the special privilege of sitting in a holding tank at Sobe stores. Or I'll go to a supper at the fire hall. They love me, don't you know, even savoring my tamale and my roe. Boiled alive, boiled alive, alive, boiled alive, in a tanning bed on overdrive, I'm a boiled alive. As a symbol of the Maritimes, I'm treasured far and wide. You can find a lobster on t-shirts, bookmarks, caps, and fast food sandwiches, or on the plates of some hungry Europeans for their Christmas dinner dates. Ho, ho, ho! Boiled alive, boiled alive, alive, boiled alive, so the industry can thrive. I'm a boiled alive. Well, I'm absolutely flattered that you're crazy about me, 'cause I've never felt too handsome with antennae and this ugly exoskeleton. I realize that you're thinking of your belly as you look into my eyes. In the pot there sits a lobster with the bands around his claws, which are slowly getting redder as everyone prepares to drizzle fresh hot garlic butter on the meat inside his skin. Crack him open if you're hoping for your supper to begin. All right, here we go. Boiled alive, boiled alive, alive, boiled alive. But at least I'm not deep fried, I'm a boiled alive. Boiled alive, alive, boiled alive. In a tanning bed on overdrive, I'm a boiled alive. Boiled alive, alive, boiled alive. So Cape Breton, it will thrive. I'm a boiled alive. Woo!
Hungry now? Over in the back, as you can see, hiding, he's actually smiling. We have a gentleman that's quite accomplished on the accordion, and originally from Newfoundland, but he's been around here quite a few years. We have Mr. Rex Barnes. Rex, welcome.
How are you doing, Jerry? Nice to be here.
Rex, tell us a little bit about yourself, your roots, where you learned to play the accordion.
Yeah, like you say, I've been here. I'm from Newfoundland, but we moved up here. I was only 6 when we moved up, and this has been my home ever since. And my grandfather always played the accordion, and he lived with us for quite a while. So I always played the guitar, but I get to a point where I couldn't learn anything else on the guitar, so I started picking up the accordion little by little, and that was probably 45 years ago.
That's great. Now, if you'll notice, this is usually Leon says this, but if you'll notice, he's got two accordions. One is for French and the other one is for English. So.
We were told by our wife not to say that.
Yeah, you were told by your wife not to.
Yeah.
Leon told me to say it. That's why. Sally told me to say that. Anyway, Rex, you're also you played the mouth organ, and you also play. You're quite a guitar player, from what I hear. And in fact, the first time I heard you sing was you sang because my wife forced you into
That's
it.
right. That's right.
That's right.
You know what? That's the only time I've ever played the guitar outside of the house.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that's the only time.
See, so she got.
Yeah,
What are you
she
saying, Leo? He's out of the closet now. Anyway,
Figure
Rex,
speech only.
You live on the high road in Ayrshire, and you're married.
Yeah, I'm married to a girl from from the Stretch, Lorna George.
Lorna George, and you have two
I
children
have two children.
and no grandchildren.
4 grandchildren. Very proud grandfather.
That's
Very,
great.
Very proud.
Well, that's great.
And I enjoy the music, and Leon and I play quite a bit.
That's
and,
great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to turn to Leon to do his second song, and ask him to introduce the song if he.
But before I introduce it, Rex bet me to it. A little earlier, I was asked about myself. God, I forgot my grandkids.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I would have known what I know now, I would have had them first.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Leon, before you go, I think it's Dawson's turn to sing, isn't it?
No.
No?
As I indicated earlier, I like English, French, Acadian,
It is, yeah.
country music. This one here is a song by the great gentleman from New Brunswick. I don't know if you've seen him, what he looks like. He's got a long ponytail. But he's a down-to-earth individual. To me, he's the great Caillouche. Driver de derrière de pick-up, marcher tout nu dans la pluie, aller se baigner dans un lac, c'est ça, mon Acadie. Il doit faire beau sur la côte ouest, il doit faire chaud dans les prairies, en l'Ontario, au Québec, ça battra pas mon Acadie. Dans les chalets sur le bord de la plage, assis les deux pieds dans le sable, marcher les femmes en bikini, c'est ça, mon Acadie. Il doit faire beau sur la côte ouest, il doit faire chaud dans les prairies, en l'Ontario, au Québec. Ça battra pas mon Acadie, oh yeah! Faire cuire du humour sur le bord de la mer, aller me promener dans la terre, aller à la sache au perdrix, c'est ça, mon Acadie. Il doit faire beau sur la côte ouest, il doit faire chaud dans les prairies, en l'Ontario, au Québec. Ça battra pas mon Acadie. J'ai déjà été là-bas dans l'ouest, mais même rendu en Vancouver, ça battra pas la brosse en Nouvelle-Écosse, et même sur l'île du Prince-Édouard. Il doit faire beau sur la côte ouest, il doit faire chaud dans les prairies, en l'Ontario, au Québec. Ça battra pas mon Acadie, non, ça battra pas mon Acadie.
That's an
Thank
example.
you.
That's an example of the talent that we have here. Anyway, Dawson, I guess you're next.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Now, if you want to introduce your song.
So this song is written by a guy from Louisiana. His name is Zachary Richard, and it's called Au bord de lac Bijou. Dans le sud de la Louisiane, dans le bois d'Atacapa, où la rivière joint la levée, monté dans l'anse, c'était vieux chêne vert, au bord du lac Bijou. Dans son feuillage où les branches font le crochet, les hirondelles reviennent chaque printemps. Ils se réfugient dans ce chêne vert au bord du lac Bijou. Tourne, tourne dans mes bras, tiens mon serré encore, reste avec moi au bas ce chêne vert au bord du lac Bijou. C'était l'année de 57, la première fois que je l'ai vu. Les deux ensemble se battaient de nuit au bord du lac Bijou. Ils reviennaient quand l'hiver était fini. Je les appelais Pierre et Marie. Un grand monsieur noir comme la nuit, sa demoiselle avec lui. Tourne, tourne dans mes bras, tiens-moi serré encore, reste avec moi dans ce chêne vert au bord du lac Bijou. Pendant le carême, ce dernier mois d'avril, je les ai vus une dernière fois. Un oiseau se posait sur sa branche au bord du lac Bijou. Il restait tranquille, son cœur à tête cassée, que tant du matin au soir, jusqu'à dimanche, il est parti aussi du bord du lac Bijou. Tourne, tourne dans mes bras, tiens-moi serré encore, reste avec moi dans ce chêne vert au bord du lac Bijou. Reste avec moi dans ce chêne vert au bord du lac Bijou.
Awesome.
Hey, wonderful.
Great job, Dawson. Great job. Great job.
Right on.
Adam, you mentioned the fact that you had 2 CDs, and from what I can understand, you're in the process of making your 3rd one.
Yes, I am. As a matter of fact, it's going to be called Ocean Playground, partly because all the songs have something to do with water. I didn't plan it that way. It just happened that way. So I thought, well, let's make it a water-themed CD. And it's going to be the same maritime Celtic feel. There are going to be a couple of songs that have more of a country feel to them, so I look forward to nailing those down. But I'm quite excited with how it's going so far. I've recorded 8 songs, bed tracks, guitar, bass, and drums with guys from a wonderful band that some of our viewers and some of the folks here might know, Pogie, Ray Matty and his crew. So they were my house band for those sessions, did a wonderful job. And I actually have really had an exciting time working on the next stage of the recording with J.P. Cormier at his home studio in Westville, Pictou County. I've already had a day there. I'm going to be going in next week to do the next bit. And JP's just been doing a wonderful job. And like Ray and the guys from the Pogie band, he really has made a personal investment in the music. It's not just simply a business deal between 2 people, one person handing a check to the other. He's really given his whole heart to these songs, and I'm really grateful for that. So I look forward to being able to share more of that as the months go on.
That's great. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that you're working hard to get it out. You've opened for quite a few singers also, people like Natalie McMaster and Bruce Guthrow and so on. That must have been exciting.
Well, you know, it's been wonderful to be able to make some of these connections. And I'll tell you about Bruce Guthrow, actually, because he was actually on an ECMA songwriting panel. And I brought one of the songs that I played for you folks here tonight, Settle My Soul, to that panel before I recorded it. And he listened to 2 verses and 2 choruses. And because they were running low on time, he made a motion to turn the song off because they couldn't play the whole song. And he turned to me and said, "That's a great chorus." And my heart just jumped. I mean, when Bruce Guthrow looks in your direction and says, "That's a great chorus," that's a wonderful thing. But he actually made a suggestion that wound up in the song. He said that at the tail end of that chorus that I should add a phrase, "settle my soul," just to kind of finish it off. So maybe I should have given Bruce a co-writing credit on that or some royalties. I don't know. He hasn't come after me, so you know he's in pretty good cheer. One other thing I will share in terms of being an opening act for somebody, Ron Hines.
Ron Hines was another one, yes.
We miss him terribly. We lost him just a few months ago. But 12 years ago, I was playing a show at the Union Street Cafe in Berwick, the apple capital of Canada in the Annapolis Valley. And Ron was the main act that night, and they were kind enough to give me an opening slot for him. Ron himself was just a wonderful, wonderful man, very kind, very supportive, and he did a great show. But I played the very first song that I played to open up tonight's show, As the Sun Makes Way for the Moon, one of my original songs. And I opened my set with that at the Union Street Cafe, and I was really overwhelmed with the warm, lovely response that I got from that audience. And it's so nice when you're playing for a group of people who, for all intents and purposes, are there to see the main person on the marquee, but they give you such love from the audience. So remember, if you're ever in an audience somewhere and you see someone you don't know, give them a little applause, be nice to them, because you never know what a lift it could give to them.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I've learned from opening for Ron Hines.
That's great. Now, one of the sayings that I've heard from your bio over here is that here in the Maritimes, we don't cry all the time, but we don't laugh all the time either. So most of your songs, a majority of your songs have a tremendous amount of humor in it, and like that one you did on the lobsters, that was hilarious. So that's quite funny.
Well, thank you very much. And Kathy thanks you as well.
Yeah, she had something to do with it. That's
very
good.
much so, yes.
Very much so.
Yeah.
You also spent some time over in Canso, also at Standfest.
That was one of the, not only the greatest musical moments of my life, but one of the greatest personal honors of my whole life. I got to be one of 10 musicians singing in a special main stage show that they did during the 2004 edition of the Stan Rogers Folk Festival. Because Canso was celebrating its 400th anniversary as a community, they had a Songs of Canso stage. And I had recorded a song about the history of Canso called We Won't Back Down, because Canso, as we know, very strong, proud, and defiant people. You tell them no, and they'll say, oh no, we don't want to hear the word no. And I'm very, very grateful that they've welcomed me as a musician and just as a person over the years during my visits there. But I was on stage that afternoon. My friends Pat Lamy and Heather Richards gave me a hand in terms of playing the music. And I'm up there with some of my heroes. J.P. Cormier, who I mentioned, was very, very kind. He gave me a lot of support. And I got to the second chorus of the song, and I was having trouble holding it together already. It was a very emotional moment for me. And out of the corner of my eye, I looked, and there's Raylene Rankin, not just singing along with the chorus, but belting it out. And I almost fell off the stage in shock when you grow up influenced by Raylene and the members of the Rankin family, and all of a sudden here she is singing your song. So that's a moment I'll never forget as long as I live.
That's great. Now, you mentioned that you had taken a trip to New York City, and one of the highlights of New York City was visiting a certain place.
Yes, it was. It was visiting the headquarters of one of the greatest cultural influences on me through my whole life, Mad Magazine. Kathy and I got to visit the Mad Magazine headquarters on Avenue of the Americas, and the guys were all very, very kind. I thought maybe they'd let us come into the office and speak to them for perhaps half an hour, and all of a sudden we looked at our watches, and it was 5:45. The workday was over, and we'd been there for 3 hours. So very, very nice guys. And we got to meet a couple of other writers and artists for MAD as well, too. One of them, Dick DiBartolo, took us into his home the previous night. We went to visit him. And Ray Alma, who was one of their artists and done a lot of their TV and movie parodies. We met him at Katz's Deli in the Lower East Side of New York. Had some wonderful pastrami sandwiches there. Had a great time. And you know, it's funny how social media works. This all came full circle in terms of my music, because sometime last week, people started posting the Nova Scotia weather song. There was a YouTube video of me singing it at Shindig's Pub in Port Hawkesbury. And somebody posted that on my Facebook page, and Dick DiBartolo, one of the Mad writers that I've idolized for years, comes on and says, "That's a great song." It's like, yeah, my mind's blown now.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. We'd like you now to do another set of 2 songs for us, and you can introduce the songs.
All right. Thank you very much. Before we go too much further, I have to give big applause to the other 3 musicians here tonight who are doing such a wonderful job, to Leon, to Rex, and to Dawson. You guys are doing a great job. Aren't they doing wonderful? Give them a hand, everybody.
Thank you.
It's an honor to share the stage with all of you. And I know someone who was kind of here in spirit with us and would have had a wonderful time on a night like this is a fellow from up Margaree Way. His name is Archie Neil Chisholm.
Yes.
He's a legend, a broadcaster, a teacher, an author, a CBC radio host. He would basically have them come and set the mics up in his front room in Margaree Valley and sit around with his friends playing fiddle tunes and telling ghost stories. I got to meet him a couple of times in the mid to late 90s. Just a lovely, lovely man. He passed away on Valentine's Day, 1997, and someone who had as much love for Cape Breton as Archie Neil did, and maybe it's only fitting he passed away on Valentine's Day. So I wrote this song in tribute of Archie Neil, and the Margaree is the land that he loved so much, and this is called Archie Neil's Cape Breton. I hope you enjoy. The morning sun is on its way. The chirping birds have much to say. Together we will greet the day in Archie Neil's Cape Breton. The farmers rise before the dawn. They pray the drought will soon be gone. And Margaret's got the kettle on in Archie Neil's Cape Breton. The kids are heading off to school. They'll learn the classics, they'll learn the rules. Come 3 o'clock, they'll laugh like fools in Archie Neil's Cape Breton. Out on the island Angus why shines his light through the foggy sky for every ship that passes by. Archie Neil's Cape Breton. The winds blow cold in wintertime. They'll chill your bones and curve your spine. But through the snow, the sun still shines in Archie Neil's Cape Breton. The welcome mat is at the door for saints and scholars by the score. You won't be lonely anymore in Archie Neil's Cape Breton. Dan Angus Beaton's in the mix, and Hector Doink, well, he's full of tricks. We'll talk of ghosts and politics in Archie Neil's Cape Breton. The fiddles playing all night long. The Gaelic tongue is proud and strong, and everybody's got a song in Archie Neil's Cape Breton. Though many friends have come and gone, their spirits rise with each new dawn. For Margaret's got the kettle on in Archie Neil's Cape Breton. That's very kind. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Well, I'm going to sing a very different song about life in Cape Breton because, you know what? We can't think of Cape Breton without thinking of the Canso Causeway. And for that matter, we can't think of life in communities like Mulgrave and Ald's Cove, just on the mainland side, without thinking of the Canso Causeway as well. In 2005, I was very honored to be part of the organizing committee for the 50th anniversary of the Canso Causeway's official opening, and this song that I wrote during that period was the closing song for a wonderful night of entertainment called the Causeway Ceilidh that was held at Sarek Auditorium. Got to play it last year at the Port Hawkesbury Civic Centre during the 60th anniversary celebrations for the Causeway as well, and this is going to be on my upcoming album, Ocean Playground. I hope you enjoy it and hope you learn a little bit as well. This is called I Am The Causeway. I am a vision older than time. I am a spirit forever enshrined. I am ancient but ageless as well. I am a legend that many will tell. I am the sea beyond human control. I am the strength of a pioneer's soul, tilling the land, preparing the ground, seeding community, village and town. I am the first ships to conquer these waters and discover the riches within. And I am the last call of the ferries, so noble, allowing my life to begin. I am the causeway, I am the span, I am the neighbor extending a hand. Thousands of years you sat side by side until I arose to bridge the divide. I am an argument over the fence, Am I a bargain or a needless expense? Changing the landscape, charting the course, soldiering on with no trace of remorse. I am the sound of a thunderous blast. I am the mountain surrendering its mass. I am the work crew that shouts with delight, history made in the darkness of night. And I am the song of the proud Highland pipers, saluting the land that they love. And I am the dream of the man named MacDonald, watching with pride from above. I am the causeway, I am the strand, bridging the distance, connecting the land. I am the lock and also the key, the gateway to progress and prosperity. I am knowledge, tradition, and infinite wisdom, the gifts we acquire with age. And I am the bold voice of a new generation, ready to take center stage. I am beginning, middle, and end. Some call me traitor, but I am a friend. I am the doorway to all those who roam. I send you away, but I welcome you home. I am the island just over the hill. In centuries to come, you will find me there still. I am the mainland, historic and vast. I am New Scotland, connected at last. And I am the courage of one and the power of many, as hundreds of thousands unite. And I am the force of the waves crashing into the harbor, refusing to give up the fight. I am the causeway, I am the heart. I am a province no longer apart. I am the journey just barely begun. I am the two sides together as one. I am the causeway, I am the dream. I am the keeper of sights yet unseen. I am the guardian of stories untold. I am a legacy yet to unfold. I am the causeway, I am the dream. I am the causeway, I am the dream. I am the dream. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Great job, Adam. And now we're going to turn the mic over to Leon, do another song for us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Mic is not on. Hello. Mic test. I have no mic. Mic. Oh. Here's a John Allen Cameron tune called Birds of Joy. Well, I'm just sitting here drinking and a-thinking. No, I don't feel like joking with the boys. Yes, I'm feeling rather lonely, and I'm growing somewhat tired of all the noise. Oh, birds of joy, please fly down to my shoulder and grab a hold of my old threadbare coat. Spread your wings and lift me to the heaven. Oh, happy sky where I would ride forever forevermore. Well, I left home now. Was it March or April? Left alone to make the wind grow still. But the wind, I know my earth and I. So I humbly ask you, Spirit in the sky. Oh, birds of joy, please fly down to my shoulder and grab a hold of my old and threadbare coats and spread your wings and lift me to the heaven. Oh, happy sky, where I would ride forevermore. This train that I'm riding rolls along, and it rolled by the fall that must be wrong, like the train that rolls the snow and rain, took the fire and let me whistle once again. Oh, birds of joy, please fly down to my shoulder and grab a hold of my old and threadbare coat and spread your wings and lift me to the heaven. Oh, happy sky, where I would ride forevermore. For happy sky, where I would ride forevermore. Thank you.
Great job. And now, we're going to ask Dawson to do his third song. Dawson, you're on.
This is a song written by Jason Mraz, and it's called I'm Yours. Well, you done me, and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, but you so hot that I melted. Fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'd be giving it my bestest, but nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. Reckon it to get my turn. Doing some, learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 love. Listen to the music on the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved, love, 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 love. face. I'm yours. I've been spinning way too long, checking my tongue in the mirror and bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer, but my breath fogged up the glass. So I drew the face and I laughed. I guess what I've been saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanity and just go with the seasons. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our virtue, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate our time. It's sure this is our fate. I'm yours.
Wow. That's something? Wow. Great job, Dawson. Mr. Cooke, you're on.
Mr. Sampson. All right. So this is going to be my last song of the evening, and this is another original song of mine. I mentioned that the Ocean Playground album that I'm going to be putting out a little later on is all about water, and there are a couple of songs actually on there about mermaids. And if you look carefully, I think you can actually see mermaids here in Richmond County. I've seen a couple over in Janvrin's Island. Okay, they were on floats in the Janvrin's Fest Parade, but still, they were mermaids. So I thought, what would it be like to see the world as a mermaid sees it? So I thought, let's use our imagination and take a little try. So I hope you enjoy this song. It's called A Mermaid's Eyes. Through a mermaid's eyes, reality and fantasy go hand in hand. Imagination knows no limitation, and creativity is not a foreign land. Through a mermaid's eyes, everyday encounters bring eternal bliss. Once you have seen the aquamarine, ordinary ceases to exist. Every school of sunfish, every coral reef, each aquatic neighbor brings joy beyond belief. The world is full of wonder and surprise through a mermaid's eyes. Through a mermaid's eyes, wingless warriors spread their fins and fly, floating free in a silent sea. The laws of gravity do not apply. Through a mermaid's eyes, the longest journey is but half a mile. No obstacle is impossible, and challenges are greeted with a smile. With magic as their mantra, courage as their guide, they let the current take them and they all enjoy the ride. In every battle, victory will through a mermaid's eyes. Through a mermaid's eyes, beauty is alive in every living thing. No single creature should hide their features, and every voice deserves the chance to sing. Through a mermaid's eyes, age is just a number, not a state of mind. For if the ocean guides our emotions, then we should never fear the hands of time. For the sea rolls on forever, it cannot be confined. It calls to us by name in every heart and every mind. And when at last we gather to venture down below, we seek the ancient knowledge that will guide us as we go. For the average man, no matter what he tries, will perish if he fails to realize the wisdom that exists beyond the tides through a mermaid's eyes. A mermaid's eyes. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Great job. Now we're going to turn it over to Leon and Dawson to do a duet, a grandfather and grandson duet.
This is called Belfast Mills.
At the east end of town, at the foot of the hill, there's a chimney so tall and it says Belfast Mill. But there's no smoke at all coming out of the stack, for the mill has shut down and is never coming back.
It's the only tune I hear is the sound of the wind as it blows through the town. Weave and spin, weave and spin.
There's no children playing in the dark narrow street, and the loom has shut down. It's so quiet I can't sleep.
It's the only tune I hear is the sound of the wind as it blows through the town. Weave and spin, weave and spin. I'm too old to work, I'm too young to die. Tell me, where will I go, my family and I? It's the only tune I hear is the sound of the wind as it blows through the town. Weave and spin, weave and spin. At the east end of town, at the footside of the hill, there's a chimney so tall, and it's spelled Belfast Mill. There's no smoke at all coming out of the stack. It's the mill that's shut down, and she's never coming back. It's the only tune I hear is the sound of the wind as spin, weave, and spin. Thank you.
Our station manager, Cora LeBlanc, to make a presentation.
Hi, we just wanted to step in here real quick as part of the staff here at Toledo, because Jerry is not staff as much as we love having him here. He is a volunteer. So on behalf of the board and staff, we want to, of course, thank Jerry for all his hard work, because it doesn't just happen tonight. We have meetings. He meets with everyone that's going to be on the show to make sure that, you know, they know what they're going to talk about and get some background on everybody. And at the same time, we also have Mike Jarman, who's in the back hiding out with Ajal. He doesn't like to come on camera either, but we very much appreciate everything that they do behind the scenes for us. And just a quick little note too, for just as a little gift from us here at Toledo for the special guests and also our featured artists, we have t-shirts with our East Coast Broadcast logo on them. So everybody, when they go home today, they're going to go home with a t-shirt. Just a small token from us to you guys for coming here, taking time out of your day, your evening, to come on out and help us create this show that we hope we can just keep on going. So,
Thank you very much, Cora. You know, there's so many people that we have to thank when we put on a show like this. You know, first of all, words can't express the gratitude that we have here at Toledo for you guys coming here tonight, Leon, Rex, Dawson, and Adam. We thank you so very much. You guys did an awesome job. Without your talent and your time, this show would not be possible. So on behalf of Toledo, thank you so very much. You guys did an awesome job.
It was an honor. Thank you.
Our sponsor this month is the municipality of the county of Richmond. To the staff there at the office, along with the councillors and the warden, we wish to say thank you for sponsoring us. To Mike Jarman. Mike is our producer and our sound man, and Mike has been here since yesterday afternoon. I don't think he went home last night at all. So to our camera crew, Robin Barnes and Tina Boudreau and Wallen Richard, thank you so much. To our production director, Ajal Richards. Ajal is something else. She's so accommodating and such a caring person and a wonderful person. And of course, all of this can't be done without our floor director, Cora LeBlanc. So to all of you, thank you so very much for doing this. Our next show is the third week in May, and our featured artist is going to be Yvette Boudreau, and our special guest would be a group from Port Hawkesbury called Echo and Geraldine Boudreau. We would like to hear from you and get some feedback on our show, whether positive or negative. We certainly would, because what we do afterwards is we have a meeting and we dissect what we do. And give us a call at 902-226-1928. So tell us what you think about the show. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of staff here, from both sides of our cameras here, thank you so very much for being with us, our studio audience, and our viewing audience. And now we're going to end the show with a finale from the whole group, and this is the Cape Breton National Anthem.
Yes. Over an ocean and over a sea, beyond these great waters, oh, what do I see? I see the great mountains which climb from the coastline, the hills of Cape Breton, this new home of mine. Oh, we come from the countries all over the world to hack at the forest, to plow the lands down. Fishermen, farmers, and sailors all come to clear for the future this pioneer ground. We are an island, a rock in a stream. We are a people as proud as there's been, in soft summer breeze or in wild winter wind, the home of our hearts, Cape Breton.
Over the rooftop and over the trees within East Township, what do I see? I see the black pitmen, the coal wheels are turning, the smokestacks are bleaching, and the blast fire is burning. For the sweat on our back is no joy to behold, in the heat of the steel plant or mining the coal. Foreigners holding for us to fight, for our survival and for our right. We are an island, a rock in a stream. We are a people as proud as there's been, in soft summer breeze or in wild winter wind, the home of our hearts, Cape Breton. Over the highways and over the roads, over the causeway, the stories are told. They tell of the coming and the going away. The cities of America draw me away. And the companies come and the companies go, and the ways of the world we may never know, but we'll follow the footsteps of those on their way, and we'll ask for the right to leave or to stay. We are an island, a rock in a stream. We are a people as proud as there's been, in soft summer breeze or in wild winter wind, the home of our hearts, Cape Breton. The home of our hearts, Cape Breton. Bonsoir tout le monde. Good night, everybody.
Tellil Community Television would like to thank our host, Jerry Sampson, producer, Michael Jarman, our camera crew, our live audience, our business sponsors, and of course, our audience. East Coast Spotlight is aired the third Wednesday of each month at 7:30 p.m. with a feature artist and a few special guests. If you would like to be in the studio audience, please phone Tellil Community Television at 902-226-1928. We'll see you next month for East Coast Spotlight.